He did an hour.
Probably because you guys did a good job. Never stopped me from meeting.
Oh, yeah, he was, that's right.
The guy from Woodward's coming?
It'll get better after.
He is talking. Calling the Jamestown City Council work session to order. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Sheldon?
Here.
Bills?
Here.
Joshmer?
Here.
Jarzynski? Here. Faulkner?
Present.
Bonfiglio?
Here.
Enquist?
Present.
Gonzalez?
Here.
President Brackman?
Here. Is there anyone that would like to address City Council? Michael, would you like to introduce and address yourself again?
Thank you very much. My name is Michael Edwards. I'm the director of the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation, the new guy. I look forward to working with all of you. I just came to try to put names to faces and learn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael has been very well involved in learning, and the last week and a half, it feels like it's probably been a lot longer for you. I certainly can say welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And I have definitely seen you trying to hit the pavement and meet people and look at things, so thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to address the City Council? Alrighty, then we will go right into our standing committees. Housing?
Thank you, Madam President. We did open up with public comment. We had 3 members from the public there, including Mr. Edwards, so I won't mention him again right now. But we did have one resident who invited members of the City Council to see the conditions of his home tomorrow. He says he wanted to give us a perspective of like a renter's. So the DOD is already going. He has an appointment with a code officer tomorrow at 1:30. But he invited any council member that also wanted to come to see the conditions of his home. And then we had another member of the public that was just interested in legal resources in the area for tenants' rights specifically at low or no cost. And we were able to refer her to organizations such as Law New York and Home Inc. And then we had some updates from Casey on demolitions. 2 more happened recently. And Councilman Enquist had some questions about condemnations, the criteria for condemnations, and I think really every case is so different that it is just best if people do have questions on criteria for condemnations to call the DOD directly with their specific case. And then Councilman Sheldon gave other updates on the demolition list of how 13 were through ARPA funding and there are 4 on deck still through ARPA funding. And then 15 through the Land Bank Initiative and 13 that are pending. So things are definitely moving along with that list and demolitions. And that was it. Things are just moving along.
Wonderful. Thank you. Finance?
Thank you, Madam Chairman, Chairperson. We had 6 resolutions in finance. Resolution number 1 has to do with the New York State Department of State has made available $13,975,000 statewide in the soliciting applications for up to $2 million in the local waterfront revitalization program. City of Jamestown is eligible to apply for project funding. We have received this funding in the past. Casey came to finance, gave us a brief overview. So Casey, if you want to kind of fill in the full council.
Sure. In 23, we got $2 million to do the south part of the basin, and moving forward with this funding, we'll be able to complete the north part of the basin. Previously, we did a kayak launch and the dock over by Canzarella. So for this next round of funding, we'll be able to complete the basin portion of our Chattawood plan. And it just falls right within the timeline that's needed. That's all I got.
Anybody have questions? So the resolution will be that the mayor is authorized to sign any documents related to the submission of the application, and that DOD can move ahead with the application. Second resolution, which also passed, is that the City Council, City of Jamestown hereby authorizes the mayor enter into agreement for the grant research and management software services for a term of 1 year at a total cost not to exceed $2,175.00, subject to compliance with all applicable city procurement requirements and a review and approval of the agreement by the Corporation Council. Funding for this would come from our contingency fund. Erica kind of reported to us that the city grant writer, who we share with JCC, is using this program at JCC, has found it to be very effective and efficient, paid for itself with the first grant. She was kind of able to utilize this to apply for. So 1 year commitment. The money is going to be split between the BPU and the city, and then kind of broken down by kind of several departments within the city in terms of kind of which department is paying for their portion of the total cost. So that passed in our committee. Any questions, concerns
The
on that?
city's portion of that is just under 1,500, it looks like.
Thank
I
you.
totaled it up. I noticed the mayor's office gets a 1 penny discount also.
Darn. The mayor's office pays your salary, so they go to the office.
Third resolution is resolved that the city controller be and she hereby is authorized to effect the 2026 general fund budgets as follows. You guys have the different departments. It kind of zeroes out that money. You know, the department heads got back to Erica, have adjusted their budgets based on where money has been spent or not been spent in different areas. So it involves the DPW, police, fire, comptroller, corporation council, and the mayor's office. With the money kind of saved in the police department, that applies then to resolution 4, which has to do with the purchase of a new police car. Any questions on that? Resolution 4, which also passed, Jamestown Police Department is authorized to enter into a purchase agreement for 2027 Dodge Durango for a total price of $48,893.46, and the vehicle is purchased with 2026 budgeted funds. Resolution 5, which passed, resolved that the mayor and acting fire chief are entering into agreement with Stryker Medical for 1 Life Pack 15 and 1 Lucas chest compression system and associated equipment for a total amount not to exceed $85,262.02, subject to the terms and conditions of the 2024 Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration Grant Year 2 funds. So this equipment will be paid through that program. And I think this was identified specifically by the fire department as equipment that they wanted. Anything you want to add, Ryan?
It just gets both our ambulances in line. We purchased last fall 1 set of these, and this is just getting the other ambulance all situated with the same equipment.
How are we doing, Ryan? Do you have any answers on the new ambulance? Financial? How is it doing financially?
I can get you numbers. I don't have any with me though.
It's been in the positive, though, I mean,
It's out daily, a few times a day. Very few mutual aid.
does it work where the insurance company, whoever wants to answer this, is that how the insurance company pays?
It's a very complex how they pay, so.
That's what I was wondering, I didn't know how it worked, and, so I can talk privately to Ryan and.
So we have a contract with, why do I always wanna call them All-Star, I wanna call them something out, their original name, with All-Star, to
Okay,
handle the billing and that, so. If you want to talk specific about the contract, you would probably have to go to an executive session, or at least speak to Ryan or
all right.
them directly about it, but it's worked out well.
That's basically what I wanna know.
Yeah.
If it's worked out well, okay.
It's not perfect, you can't collect on everything, but they are
Right.
collecting.
Okay. Collecting where they can. Okay.
Chief, can I ask you a question? I'm sorry. Can you, I guess, succinctly explain what the Life Pack 15 and what the Lucas chest compression system is
Certainly.
to a guy like me?
Yeah.
Who, you know,
Yeah.
doesn't know.
Good thing you don't know.
Yeah, right. I hope I never find out. I guess.
So the Life Pack 15 is a cardiac monitor and defibrillator. It's a lot bigger, more complex than a standard AED where you just open the lid. This one's got the screen on it. It can do actual cardiac rhythms. With that, we'll be able to do some more enhanced approved BLS skills that used to be advanced life support, but they've kicked down to the basic life support level. So we'll be able to transmit EKGs to the hospital. The doctor can look at them, say this person needs to go to Erie to higher level of care. We'll also be able to do some advanced airway stuff that we aren't allowed to do without that device. You have to monitor wave capnography, and this allows us to do that. The Lucas is an automatic chest compression machine that instead of using your hands and pushing on somebody's chest, you put this straps right around them and it does the work. And it's continuous, there's no breaks, you don't have to swap out people or anything like that, so it just goes and goes and goes until you hit the off button.
Okay. Yes, I didn't know that that even existed. So
Yeah, they've shown increased survival rates with it, so it's...
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And this will be the second one, we had one last year.
Yes, so both ambulances will be equipped the same with both.
So what was the training like? I'm just curious, you don't have to tell me, I was just curious.
What's that?
Training, I mean, how many, are they all trained to use?
They all will be. We're still working through, we have to credential everybody through. It's an annual thing for the enhanced stuff. So we're almost there with it.
Interesting.
And then the sixth and final resolution in finance, we chose not to vote on. It has to do with entering into an agreement with Lexapro for the purchase of EMS and fire training modules for a total amount not to exceed $7,433.50. Again, this would be paid for from that 2024 Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration Grant Year 2 funds. Question kind of had was thinking that UPMC was supposed to be kind of doing the training with the EMTs, and Brent, do you want to be more specific?
Yeah, that's my remembrance of, you had an agreement with UPMC and All-Star to do the training. Are they not doing that anymore?
We've recerted in-house for our EMT cards my whole career.
Oh.
They help out in different aspects, like they're our center for AHA, American Heart Association, so they help out with our CPR certifications.
Okay.
But our EMTs all refresh in-house. So we do all that training in-house, and that's, the states change kind of some of their parameters of what they require as far as certificates for the classes that we host, so this gets us up to that level that we comply with our requirements as a pilot program. So.
I move to approve that now.
Yes, I see no issues.
Okay, so we'll pass our committee and can be voted on in the
There's no delay, it's okay. It's okay.
And last, Erica gave us kind of a brief summary in finance, and you want to address the full council about?
Sure. First thing, Director Malecki has started the 2025 audit. If anybody remembers, last year it started in October, we're in July, so that's earlier. They'll be on site for the next 3 weeks, and when I talk to them this week, I'm gonna see what their timeline is for getting the financials. It's gonna depend on what, you know, if they find what they ask for that I don't have prepared already, but, I think they can give me a pretty good idea of when. And sales tax preliminarily, first couple months of second quarter are, over last year's sales tax, so April, we're a little over 5%, from 2025, and May, we are a little over 14% higher than, 2025. Just as a swag, you're looking at maybe $130,000 through the first 2 months of the quarter, but I expect a correction in June, so it'll normalize and the quarter will probably end up, you know, about 5%. So, but I don't know, and I'm not gonna know for 3 weeks, so that's just a swag kind of thing right now, so. Don't hold me to it, it's gonna change.
Thank you, Erica.
Mhm.
I think that kind of completes it for finance committee.
All right, thank you. Public safety?
Thank you, Madam President. We would have the same three resolutions that I want to finance. The police department purchase of the 2027 Dodge Durango for $48,898, purchased with 2026 budgeted funds, and that passed. Also the chest compression equipment, Life Pack 15 for $85,262. That was paid for again by the 2024 Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration Grant Year 2 funds, through finance, and that was passed as well. And then our third resolution was also through finance, and that was the one for $7,433 for the cyber training module for a total amount of $7,433. And again, paid for by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration Grant Year 2 funds. So those all three were passed. And then we had lots of special events. I think we're good for the year now almost. Special event, World of Outlaws, that already happened. We had initially approved electronically. It happened last Tuesday, July 7th, 3 to 9 p.m. Second in Lafayette and Washington Streets. I guess it was pretty good.
Yes, it was.
So we officially passed that. And then we just discussed and passed the National Night Out event, which will be Tuesday, August 4th, 2026 from 4 to 8 p.m. This is going to be at Bergman Park, and we discussed it in years past when we did it. I know years ago they used to travel around the city. There was probably, a half a dozen sites or more in different neighborhoods, but I'm trying to kind of resurrect some of these, and so we're going to have it in one location at Bergman Park. And I don't know if there's anything else, what else you're planning, tables and
Yeah,
fire department.
there's opportunity for organizations to set up tables at the event. We'll have, the police department will have a neighborhood watch table to pass out more information, try to get more groups involved for that. So I don't know if there's anything you want to add to it.
Fire department will be there with fire truck. We've got 15 organizations coming with tables, that has like social resources and just information for people, with games and prizes. I'm refinishing the DoD cornhole boards, so we'll have those for boards. And the setup time is 8 and the takedown, or 4, and the takedown time is 8, but the actual event starts at 5. So, posted our first advertisement like last week before, and we'll have that shared again.
Hot dogs?
Hot dogs, me and Crystal on the grill.
I was gonna ask if you have any food vendors.
Organizations contact DOD if they want to set up a table.
Yep, my email.
Good, thank you. And that was approved. Resurrect that. I know, like I said, years ago, we used to travel around to the different sites around the city and police and fire.
Try to get everybody together this year. Do 1 year of everybody in one area, develop more groups, so next year we can have the individual block parties again to kind of go around the city.
The next special event is the Comedy Festival, Lucille Ball Comedy Fest. That's gonna be Thursday, August 6th through Sunday, August 9th. And there's a whole slew of times and places and things that, no different than in years past, so that was passed. The next one was the Babe Ruth World Series Meet and Greet to be held Friday, August 14th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., including set up and tear down on Lafayette Street between 2nd and 3rd at that's the Ice Arena, correct? That area.
They will be inside the ice arena, and then they will have some events out in the road.
That was passed. And then we got on to Labor Day. Summer's over, here we go. Sunday, September 6th, 2026, from 12 noon to 9 p.m. at Urban Park. And we had all the details on that, and the fireworks will end that one. And then we get all the way to Christmas and have our holiday parade, Saturday, December 5th, 2026, from 4 until 8:30 on 3rd Street. And then fireworks, probably that for that too as well.
Mhm.
And then one block party to be held on Hunter Street between Wildwood and Loretta Avenue, August 15th. The rain date is August 16th. It said 4 a.m., but we decided it was going to be 4 p.m. It's a little early for a block party.
Pretty crazy.
4 p.m. That's Tom Nelson's. He wants to get up at a party. 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on those 2 days. All those special events were passed. I don't know if there will be any more this year.
I don't know, you never know.
That's pretty much gets us through the summer, fall, and into the winter. And that was pretty much it. So what was it?
Thank you. Public Works?
Thank you, Madam President. We didn't have any resolutions tonight, and we had nobody from the general public, so we just had general discussion talking about some of the roads, some of the work that's going on. That was about it for us tonight, Madam President.
Okay, thank you. Do you next one on there?
I do. I just want to, again, welcome Michael to coming. You came to a good meeting. It's not real long. And give a brief update. I told you 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago about DRI and that it was moving fast and furious, but I had no plans. The state did come down 2 weeks ago now and toured downtown with the facility and looked at, you know, the location not only of what is currently on the application that we submitted and were approved, but also what we had done and the boundaries and how they interact and where all that goes. Just for a first overview, there's a core committee that is set up of all the state officers, the state agencies and the stakeholders, along with the consultant team and myself, Crystal, and Joe from the city that we kicked off last week as our first weekly meeting. We will be meeting weekly with them just to stay on track and on focus of making sure we meet whatever the state expects us to meet. I probably will be announcing in the next few days the LPC committee. The state is this close to approving everything. Hope to have the first meeting open at the end of the month is what we're shooting for. As soon as we can nail that down, you guys will be aware. The LPC meetings will take place most likely during the day, with the public meetings being at night. LPC meetings are still open to the public, and we'll hopefully have that nailed down in the next few days and get that going and moving, because although we were late to be announced, we're expected to meet the same as everyone else, so we're kind of a little bit behind. So I feel like the pressure's onto us and Faulkner as well with Restore, and you know, we seem to be a little bit fast paced. So but I think they're happy, we're happy, things are moving forward. If anyone should ask you, there is definitely a time period for a new project to come forward, and that will all be presented during the LPC after the first 2 LPC meetings.
What does LPC stand for?
Local Planning Commission.
Okay.
So,
It was something like that.
yep, sorry, I should have said that.
Okay.
So thank you. And then that is it for open session. I do have 2 items for executive session. 1 under contractual, 1 under personnel. No action to be taken under either one. The first one for the contractual, I need Elliot, Ryan Roush, Joe if you want to stay, but you'll have to get rid of that. and the council, and the second one, Joe Elliott and the council.
Okay, make a motion to go into executive